Hello again, everyone. Here's me and my special lemonade. This is not mud. This is lemonade, as I explained to you once before in one of my programs. That this is apple juice, 3 apple, and 1/2 lemon. The yellow ones, complete yellow with the half with the skin and all. And this is all that's left because I've been drinking it most of the day. It's wonderful lemonade. No sugar added, it's all just natural, and no water, just the apple juice and the lemon. Unbelievable. And it's so good for you. Dr. Walker in his books has mentioned that lemon is an elixir of life, and it's not everything is known about it, and it just does magic and miracles for the body. So if you can take lemon and just mix it with freshly juiced apple with the lemon, all of them in the machine, and you get the best lemonade that you can ever have, I assure you. Now, tonight, I don't have much to tell you, but I was just thinking, I was taking a walk, and I said I want to share with you a few points for the ones who are still having a little challenge and lingering on the relationship that just passed, and for one reason and another it didn't work. But you left or she left, it doesn't matter, it didn't work, but you're still hung up on it. And I've had enough sessions here to give you enough ammunition to feel strong and not to be mentally bothered or challenged or depressed about it, with good reasoning, good solid reasoning and solid logic to help you to understand how valuable you are and how wonderful things in life awaits you. Just in case you're still digesting and you're still on your way to recovery, and you have some of these little emotions that comes and goes, and you feel like you've already listened to some of the stuff that I've said and you don't want to listen back to it because you think, oh, I know it, I listened to it, but I still feel this way. So I'm just giving you something a little bit new. And that is simply this. I know some of you probably wonder and ask yourself, oh, I know I had the best, it was the best for me and I lost my chance, or you sulk about it, or this is the question in your mind, that I did have the best, this was the best girl, that was great, that was an excellent girl, or whatever. Now, of course, you don't think about why you're not together. You're just thinking about all the goody-goody night times or fun times that you had with each other, and you're not focusing on all the reasons that it wasn't working. You're only focusing right now on the physical attributes and, the whole romance and the sex and the fun and all the good things, which that is why you really simply, and the main reason that you're missing it all is all the physical attributes, the closeness, the touch, and all the things that a young man like yourself at this point really cares about. You're not much hung up or care about the mentality, which is the most important part of the whole thing, to keep the whole relationship together. You're mostly all about physics and your physical needs and so on and so forth. I'm not necessarily directing this to the girls because it may or may not apply to them, and if it does, well, great, they can switch the roles and just see if it could help them as well. But I'm trying to mostly cater toward the boys and their problems, because I'm sure there's enough help for the ladies who can get from other ladies and so on. So this is man's point of view and boys' point of view, and that's what my main intention is here, to help the male younger friends. And of course, I'd be grateful and happy if that could also help the ladies and young ladies and so on. So having said that, so as you said, you're now constantly thinking about, oh, she was the best and she was great and she was the best. Now let's focus on this word, the best. Let's forget about the girls, and no offense, I'm just trying to make an example for what I'm trying to deliver. Let's think about, you had an orange, and you're saying, well, that was the best orange. That was the best orange. Well, okay, let's look at the best orange. In order to be able to say I had the best of anything, she was the best, it was the best, the orange was the best, or whatever. The best book I read, the best toy I played with, whatever. But let's choose the orange. So in order to say that, don't you think you should be able to have a point of reference? You should be able to have comparison. You should be able to have had many other oranges to say, compared to that many, this was the best. Otherwise, how do you mean, and what do you mean when you say I had the best, when you only had one or two oranges anyhow? So best compared to what? That's a question, a valid question. So when you say she was the best, and you're missing her, you're still missing her, and you keep telling yourself or thinking about it that she was the best, and even when you talk to your friends or yourself when you're alone, because you're only thinking about all the good times, and anyhow, you use the word the best. And that's your hung up, because most of the young friends, they always want to have the best. And they think what they don't have is the best. But when they do have something, then they can see it doesn't work, and they're hoping that it will finish them. But when it finishes, they think or dubbed it as it was the best. How could it be? But forget about that. Let's just talk about this best. Best compared to what? How many oranges did you have that now, in your opinion, in your expert opinion, this was the best, that you're so much crying and sulking about it that you lost the best? Well, if it was the best, I'll cry with you. But prove to me, to yourself, that it was the best. Best. So compared to what? Navel oranges? Oranges from Florida? From South Africa? From China? From Germany? From Turkey? From Lebanon? From Iran? From France? From where? How many different kind of oranges did you have? That now, compared to all that tasting and experience and the smell and the aroma and the look and this texture and all that, you think this was the best. Can you answer that? So for the same token, when you say she was the best, at your age, how many real relationships have you had that compared to those relationships, you dare to say or prove to yourself or convince yourself or blame yourself that she was the best? Well, she was the best of what? One experience, or two, or three, or four, or 4.5, or 5, or 6, and each one of them were what? 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 months, 6 months? I mean, that's really not a legitimate sample size. I mean, in marketing university, I remember we learned something like a sample size for statistics and to coming to a conclusion of some opinion about a certain product. A sample size of number of people who tried that product or number of people who give opinion on that product should be a reasonable size. You can't say, well, I asked this one person, is this right or wrong, or do you like this toothpaste or not? And they said they like, so 100% of people like it. Well, that was only one person. Did you ask 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10? But the sample size to come up to a valid conclusion, a logical survey, a good survey, relies on a right and a good size, logical sample size. So if you have had only a few half-time or sort of relationships, please don't come up and cry about it when you're not with her and thinking that that was the best, because it really wasn't big enough sample in your life. Like you haven't had, like, I don't know, 5 long relationships of each 2 years or 3 years, or 10 relationships of 6 months each, or 20 relationships of 3 months each. Somehow there has to be some number that you can compare the quality of that relationship and what went on in that relationship, in that interaction between you and your girlfriend, or, then you can claim some opinion about it. So, or is there another reason that you think it's best? Could that reason be because you feel lucky that you found somebody, that somebody cared about you, that was good to you, or, I don't know, was kind to you? And why do you feel lucky? Is it because she was really so wonderful, educated, classy, good thinker, reasonable, proper manner, proper upbringing, or that suits you? People are different, but to you, it suits you, and you could see wonderful wife material as far as being a companion, a friend, a second, opinion. Always could be counted on her opinion, like has a good mind, good head on her shoulder, a good education. Was it because of that you think you were lucky? She was motherhood quality that maybe in the future, if you felt like, you guys agreed to get married and have children. So, considering that you were a good man, a father type person, a good person, developed, and we're now talking about her. We're just talking about boy's point of view, remember? So, was she the motherhood kind of, like she had the good qualities for being a good mother, being a good wife, being a good friend, being a good person to team up with, someone that you could count on, a responsible person? Why was it that you feel you're lucky? If she had all these qualities, then okay, I can understand that. But I think most of you younger friends of mine at age 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26, and so on, you haven't accomplished anything yet. You're on your way to accomplish. You're doing things. You're still trying to find yourself, find your future, prepare for your future. You're in the preparation stages. You haven't accomplished things to make you feel so qualified and comfortable and confident and someone who thinks he deserves qualities of a good woman, a woman with good qualities, which we just named a few of them: good mentality, good upbringing, good hygiene, good responsible manners, good class that would suit you, education, and all of that, economics, and so on and so forth. A good thinker. So if you have accomplished in your life, your education, your university, your know-how, your skills, your job, your plans, you've accomplished things. You've read things. You've experienced things, and you have you're ready to start a good career, or you are having a good career. Well then, okay. You wouldn't, if you've done all that, well, great. But I don't think you've done any of that. And because you haven't done any of that, you haven't accomplished anything yet. You're on the way to make these things. You're making steps towards all these accomplishments, but you still don't have that confidence in you that you are somebody. And because you don't have that confidence in you that you are somebody, because you're on your way to accomplish all these wonderful things that you're about to accomplish in your life, that you plan on accomplishing in your life, and because you haven't done it yet, so therefore you feel not as confident. You don't feel as deserving to be with a woman with such high qualities, which takes care of you, kind to you, loves you, pays attention to you, and is a good team member with you. And that's why maybe she's not that great, but she has some good attributes, and because you haven't accomplished much about yourself yet, you feel lucky to have such a person. Why do you feel lucky? Because you're not so accomplished yourself, so you feel lucky. Because if you were accomplished, you had finished university, you are having a good career, you have your life picked out, you make good wages and salaries, and you pay your rent, and you can manage your life with good planning and good accounting about your expenses and your lifestyle and so on and so forth. If you had done all that, then maybe you wouldn't think that she's all that great. Because everything is relative. If you feel you're not that confident, not that accomplished, so you think you're here, and then you don't expect much, and when she's having some of the good qualities that you hope and you're enjoying, then suddenly you think you're lucky. You don't think you're deserving, you think you're lucky. And then when you're not together, you really feel like shit. How can I get another one? Because that was luck. That wasn't because I deserve it and I can get some more, because I'm not that accomplished. Because if you were accomplished and had all those things going for you, your things that you wanted to accomplish, your job, your education, your everything, and so on, then you wouldn't be so really bothered by having lost this one, because you felt it wasn't luck. You deserved it. You're a good man. You're accomplished. You've got things to offer, and so you were both equal, or even maybe you felt that she was lucky because she had a good man that anyhow you have enough confidence that you feel that you can get another one just as good, if not better, and you wouldn't be so devastated. But maybe that's why what you're missing, and you feel she was the best, because you're not your best yet. You're not accomplished as much as you should be yet. Therefore you feel not strong enough inside you, confident wise. Therefore anybody who's pretty and is just good enough, you consider it the best. And that's the thing that I'm trying to get across to you. The best should mean something. The best because you're already accomplished and you have all these things to offer and you have all this confidence inside you, and you've been looking for a real good quality with all the credentials and you found it, and that's why you call it the best. Okay, I understand that. But if you're just calling the best because you are not that accomplished and you just get what you can, and because she was pretty and that's some of the good qualities that you wanted, then you think she was the best because of that. Well, that's not really the best. That's because you are not at your best. You think and see somebody else better, and you call that the best. So I think the suggestion here is that don't worry about how you feel right now. Just go build yourself. Finish your accomplishments, things that you started, things that helps you to become more accomplished and more confident inside. And then we'll talk later. We'll see how many girls will follow you then, and how confident you are, and how wonderful and easy it is for you to pick and be in a good place for your interviews or your selection process with the women of your choice. Then you will have something to say in choosing a girlfriend rather than being chosen, and feel lucky that somebody's laying beside you and she's pretty and she does some cleaning, or she's nice and she cooks and she gives you that feeling of being a man and there's a woman. Don't go for that cosmetic stuff. Go build yourself and find a woman that really you can count on as a partner in life, and then consider it the best or not. Make an opinion then. And also, don't just go through a relationship because you feel like this is something that would make you feel a man, because I have a relationship and now that I don't feel a man, therefore I'm really devastated and I think she was the best. It's all just in your thoughts. Just go build yourself. And don't go through things because you feel it makes you feel like a man. No, you're a man who doesn't have anything to do with if you have a girlfriend or not. You're a man who has to do with how much you've accomplished yourself and what you've got to offer to yourself and to your life, and make a lifestyle for yourself, a secure life. And then I'll tell you how you feel and how you feel about the people, the girls who break up with you or you break up with them and so on, because you wouldn't be devastated because you know there's another one around the corner, because you're capable of finding. Why? Because you feel you deserve it, because you're accomplished. So please don't put yourself down, and don't gauge yourself according to if you have a girlfriend or not about your manhood. Just go do your accomplishment, the things you got to do, and just enjoy your life. There's so much wonderful women around, and there's so many wonderful, beautiful women, good mentality, good behavior, good class, good upbringing, and good physical attributes. You just first have to get that confidence that you need, which that comes with accomplishing yourself in all different ways that you should. Prepare yourself for life, and then you won't be so devastated when you're not with your girlfriend, so to speak. So, as what was his name? Ali G. I think that's what his name. The guy that made that movie from Kazakhstan, he was coming around, and it was a funny movie. He said, "Don't let the women make you who you are." It actually does have something in it. You make yourself the man that you are, and then you'll feel far stronger. That simple things like this, like a breakup, will not tear you apart. It will just mean, okay, we'll go on to the next part of the journey, and we'll see what the road has to offer. And eventually you'll find your match. That's when you will be very happy. These are all just experiences on the way to your destination and to your soulmate, to your match. So don't worry about anything. Everything will be fine. Have a wonderful evening, and go make some of these and enjoy. Prepare yourself. Accomplish yourself. You're a great person, and you'll be even greater. Just believe in that. Talk to you soon.